Welcome back, True Seeker. It is a Thursday, November 16th, 2023, and one of the big headlines today, Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy or Diddy or the other names he's gone by over the years, accused of rape by his former artist, Cassie. And she's saying this happened long ago when she was a teenager in her early years of being in the industry. So, want to talk about the significance of this coming right after Sean Combs or Puff Daddy's 54th birthday. Of course, we saw R. Kelly's life put behind bars at age 54. We talked about the death of Clarence Avant not that long ago and what it had to do with 54 and the fact that Sean Combs and Jay-Z were going to turn 54 later this year. And we talked about how that probably wouldn't be a good thing for either man. And again, that Hawaiian Sophie music video that Jay-Z's in, he hangs in that video. He gets yanked up off the set by ropes. If you missed that work back in August, we were talking about why it mattered that Hawaii burned up in the week of hip-hop's 50th anniversary. Again, the 808 drum machine made hip-hop music out of Japan, not that far from Hawaii. And then Hawaii burned up right between the anniversaries of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and Hawaii's the 808 area code, and it was made that on August 8th. And of course, Jay-Z has the connection with Kanye, and Kanye has the 808s and Heartbreak album. But anyway, we talked about back then why gotta watch out for Puff Daddy and Jay-Z when they turn 54, because that number has a lot of significance. And we'll go back and we'll play the clip of Sean Combs talking to Drake about this number thing in the world of hip-hop. But okay, here's where I want to begin. Before we get to the significance of him being 54, we've seen this pattern with other entertainers. They've done this to Antonio Brown and more. Notice, from Cassie the accuser's August 26th birthday to today, November 16th, the day that she, makes this illegal motion that Sean Combs raped her, it's her 83rd day of her age, and she's essentially accusing Puff Daddy of being a rapist. We've seen this exact same pattern again with Antonio Brown and others. And if you're new here, Gematria, the simple practice of coding numbers into words, what we look at day after day is how this is what's going on with the news. Literally every single day. The headlines, you just follow this simple code, you see how it's all in sync, and day after day, the rituals unfold. So, again, Puff Daddy just turned 54 years old. You might have noticed that yesterday, and it's also in the news today, but it broke yesterday. Yesterday, Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend dropped her sexual assault charges against Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods' name in Gematria is 54. But with regards to Puff Daddy being 54, again, recall what happened to R. Kelly while he was 54 years old. He was found guilty on September 27th, which is a very special day to the Jesuit order, which has a Gematria of 54. But again, that's the day in history the Jesuits were recognized by Rome. And if you look into, for example, the history of slavery in America, it's the Jesuits who are mostly responsible for it. Lincoln wrote about this in the time of the Civil War and blamed the Civil War on the Jesuits. Again, the Jesuits are something that have been scrubbed out of the history books that we learned about for 13 years, pledging to 13 stripes. Again, numerical rituals all around us, but nobody really clued us in. Anyhow, R. Kelly, age 54, goes down for sex-related crimes. Now, Puff Daddy's facing some. We'll see what happens with Sean Combs. But just to remind, Clarence Avant, known as the Black Godfather, he just recently passed 54 years after the establishment of his record label in 69, and Sussex Records has that Gematria 54 when he died. A lot of the mainstream press showed this picture, him with Puff Daddy and Jay-Z, who both turned 54 this year. And Jay-Z's birthday, of course, is the anniversary of the Fred Hampton assassination, December 4th, not too far away. But yeah, just the pattern of 54. And for another one, you might recall at the beginning of the year, Lisa Marie Presley dropped dead at age 54 right after the Golden Globes, where The best actor was the man who portrayed her father, Elvis. And think of Elvis. Elvis was accused of making black music. That was the accusation against Elvis, that he made black music. His first concert was in the year 1954. But notice how Golden Globes has that gematria 54, forwards and backwards. So does Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is 54 forwards and backwards. And again, just yesterday, the charges were dropped against Tiger Woods. Boom, the next day. Tiger Woods' name is cleared, and now Puff Daddy, his name's on the chopping block. But again, if you're new here, gematria is very simple. It's the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology. They're the four base ciphers. If you're not familiar with the Jesuits, they are a sun-worshipping cult. Their logo is the sun. The word sun also has gematria 54. Again, essentially, the number holds significance. It is the object of importance. And in the practice of, again, putting numbers into words, it is the numerically assigned value. So, just wanted to bring attention to that. And here was the headline from yesterday with Tiger Woods. His ex, Erica Herman, admits golf great never sexually abused her. And this happened 45 days before Tiger's upcoming birthday, and the lawsuit is in the courts of Jupiter, Florida. Jupiter has the gematria 45, the reflection of 54. But again, Tiger Woods, 54, forwards and backwards. And just with regards to the ritualism of the number and how it can apply to other things, you might have saw the Paul Pelosi attacker, the supposed attacker. He was found guilty today as well. And notice how perfect it is. Today's news, November 16th, the day leaving 45 days left in the year. The attack was 54 weeks ago. Paul Pelosi in gematria equals 45 forwards, 54 in return. Again, you learn this little simple code of letters and numbers, and you just start to see how each day, how all the headlines fall in accordance. And what it should make you question is, how real and sincere is this information? Or is it just being put out each day to fill up the horizons of our minds? Again, that's been my argument all along. The media is nonstop propaganda, programming for ultimately agenda and control. And a lot of the focus in the media in recent times is just on the battle of the sexes, the battle of the genders, just more and more just the dividing of people. And in this story, it was over politics. Another way they divide us, race, religion, sex, sexuality, politics, all major themes in the news, all majorly divisive topics, all things that tear relationships apart. And again, we live in a society, too, where it's like an accepted cultural belief that people don't talk about religion or politics. So they kind of get their minds shaped by the authorities and the television and the talking heads. But yeah, it seems to be a big focus on race today. Also in the news today, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's adoptive daughter, Zahara Marley. She's going to join the sorority Alpha Kappa Alpha at Spelman College. And again, if you read the article, it's about how it's for black women. So again, just the focus of race and how proud the parents are, yet the parents are adoptive. It's just it's the same stuff really day after day. And another story that was buzzing today is I think it was in the Nevada area. CNN had it on the news that 8 black teenagers beat up 1 white teen. You might have caught wind of this story. 8118. Focus on race. That story, the Diddy story, the Tiger Woods story. Again, race has that gematria of 18 and 81. The daughter, she's 18. She's born on 1/8. Have to see how long the Cassie story gets drug out. Kind of like here. Let me pull up another recent example. The Megan Thee Stallion story in Tory Lanez. he got sentenced to prison on August 8th, 8/8, right? And his name is Daystar. And notice how in Gematria, Daystar Peterson equals 88, just like Daystar alone is 88. And again, 88 constellations in the zodiac, just ritualism. Ritualism. The sun, the nearest star. The people on the world stage, we call them stars. Remember, the sun in the sky does a figure 8 over the course of the year, known as the analemma. And Daystar Peterson is also interesting because in 2 Peter 1:19, it mentions we have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto yea, do well, that yea take heed as unto a light that shineth in a dark place until the day dawn and the day star arise in our hearts. So again, it's just in 2 Peter, and his name is Daystar Peterson, and this ends up happening to him on this day of all days. Again, just rituals in time, tributes to the sun, being ruled over by a sun cult with a racist history that has a lot to do with pretty much everything every day that comes through the devices that program the minds of the masses. This ritual also took place on the 174th day of Megan Thee Stallion's age. We were just talking about how significant this number is in rituals yesterday, with Kim Kardashian being the man of the year, and how that article publication date will be on the 174th day of Kanye's age, which will be the anniversary of the Virgil Abloh death and also the Valencia lawsuit last year. But yeah, anyhow, Puffy did just turn 54. Where Jesuit order is 54. Notice how Society of Jesus, their more formal title, is 56. The name Cassie is also 56. He just turned 54, which means he just began his 55th year of life. Next year, he'll turn 55 in November. He'll begin his 56th year of life. We'll see how long this story, takes place over. It's just kind of like the Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez story. Took a while to come to the prison sentence. It could be something similar in this one. And just with regards to 54 and 56 and entertainment and ritualism, let me pull up Omar from The Wire and HBO and remind you what they did to him with the same number code. And he died on Idris Elba's birthday, who's also from The Wire. But hold on, let me make sure this is the right post. The actor who played Omar died at age 54, and he died September 6, 2021, which is a date with 56 numerology, just this 56-54 thing, like how Cassie equals 56, and did he just turn 54? But HBO, with the Jesuit numbers, Matthew Perry just died at age 54, the day of the Hunter's Moon. See, like how Hunter's Moon is 54 back and forth? Hunter's Moon is 54 both ways. Matthew Perry dead at 54. He died 126 weeks after the HBO special came out for Friends. Home box office 126 and 54. Again, Tiger Woods 54 forwards and backwards gets the charges dropped, and then it's Diddy the next day at age 54. Yeah, Perry at the time caught the death on Idris Elba's birthday. If you watch The Wire, I must have wrote it down in another post. This must have been the follow-up post. But The Wire begins on the date, the first episode. Did I write it here? Let's see the other post. Let me try searching another way. Michael K. Williams. Yeah, I remember how they did that too with Coolio and Michael K. Williams. That's right. There were so many things connected to the Michael K. Williams death at the time. What they did with Remember how they announced that DMX was like a vegetable on April 3rd, 21, 4321, and he's on the song 4321, the LL Cool J song, who had channel 43, or still does, channel 43 on Sirius XM. He's the GOAT. GOAT equals 43. Brady won the Super Bowl that year at age 43. And then the GOAT LL, his song 4321, literally on the date 4321, it's reported that DMX is like a vegetable. Or not Jay-Z, LL Cool J ends that song saying he's the greatest of all time. But hold up. He is found dead on 9/6, 96 days after the anniversary of the release of The Wire. The reflection of 96 is 69, like heroin. But The Wire, the first episode, begins May 4th. May 4th is the date that The Wire begins. 5/4. Dead at 54. Michael K. Williams. Here, this thing they did with Coolio. Don't forget what they did with Coolio. Coolio died. The word sacrifice equals 46. Genesis 46 begins with the sacrifice. And then Coolio died on the 46th anniversary of Stevie Wonder's Pastime Paradise, which is the sample for Gangsta's Paradise. And then after his death in the 46 ritual, on the date April 6th, they put out the cause of death for Coolio on 4/6. And then they bring up Michael K. Williams as well. And they say they both passed from fentanyl. So it was 19 months after the death of Michael K. Williams and 190 days after the death of Coolio. 190 is the 19th triangular number, and OD equals 19. And they said they both OD from fentanyl. But they both die in these perfect rituals. Anyhow, got to jump on the Patreon. We got the sports stream if you want to join us over there. And again, thank you to everyone who hits the like and the share. Reminder, the only YouTube channel I have that's not suspended right now is Gematria Effect Sports. So make sure you subscribe to Gematria Effect News 25, Gematria Effect News 22, and Sports. Those are the three channels. The other two are suspended right now. But you just never know which one's going to be suspended next. Until next time, Truth Seeker.